appreciate all the people who showed up tonight. I appreciate the manner in which they presented their opinions, and this could have turned into a situation that wasn't pleasant for anybody. But I thank everybody for their decorum. One of the things that's bothered me about this whole process is there seems to have been a lot of disinformation put out to our citizens. And I've told several of you when I've talked to you on the phone, I'm going to base my decision on the facts and not fear. There's a lot of fear of the unknown, and I understand that. But when you look at the facts, when you dig into the data and look into it, and when you go to these places, which I think most of us have done, you find that a lot of your fears are eliminated. I had no idea what a transfer station was until I went to one. And when you go to one, you learn. I have found that from my own visits, we did announced visits. They knew we were coming. We did visits when they didn't know we were coming. Some of you have gone and made those visits and have told me so. And you have found that it's not what you thought it was. So I don't want the citizens to think that we're making this decision in a vacuum, because we're not. A lot of thought, a lot of investigation, a lot of questions have been asked. The main questions that keep coming up that have been presented to me are environmental concerns, which are legitimate concerns. But there are more than enough governmental regulations in this highly regulated industry to take care of the stormwater runoff. Anybody that's got a business or has tried to open a business recently will know how vigorous those regulations are. The containment of the gray water that comes in off the trucks or from washing the trucks or anything like that, that's already is highly regulated. So I don't see the concern being validated about the environmental hazards. The traffic concerns that have been expressed, we've asked questions about that. The traffic is going to come down our roads whether this station's here or not. If these trucks are going to Cumberland, they got to get there if the transfer stations in Campbell County, Amherst County, they're going to come down 460. So that, to me, is not something we can do anything about. The other concern has been land values, and that's, to me, the most important concern is land values of the people who will be living close to this facility if it's approved. And there's a lot of fear about land values being declining, and I understand that. I've talked to real estate people who say land values will go down. I've talked to real estate people that says land values will go up. It won't matter. I've looked at the data. I've asked the county staff to look at data for us and to pull data for me. The facts are that the residences around known transfer stations in Spotsylvania County the values have gone up. Residences in Campbell County that are right adjacent to the current landfill, for as many complaints as they have, their property values have gone up. I don't see the data that shows me that property values are going to go down.
Mine appraised for $505,000 today.
That's it. Hold on.
Excuse me?
This is, he is speaking. No.
So I also find it ironic that we have a number of people here from Campbell County tonight. And Campbell County has already voted not to expand the regional landfill. So we've got to find somewhere to take our trash. So when I look at this, I have to look at all of the options. I have to look at all of the reasons. I have to look at all of the data. We've got to find somewhere to take our trash. This is the first time since I've been on the board that we've had a business that's going to provide up to 50 jobs expressing interest in coming here. And expand our tax base, provide $60,000 jobs.
60,000.
So I think, for me, I do have a concern for the Campbells. I have a concern for the folks right there on Stage Road. But I don't think it's going to impact folks more than half a mile away. I don't think it's going to impact folks on Sunset Ridge. I don't think it's going to impact folks on Whitetail Drive. And so, will there be an impact? If I lived right beside it, I'm sure there would be some, if I lived directly adjacent to it. But I have to think about the other 15,000 people in this county. And so for those reasons, that's what's gone into my decision. The process that I've gone through, the questions I've asked, I do have a major concern, and I've expressed it to my fellow board members about truck traffic. If the tractor trailers, if VDOT says there's no other way to accommodate the truck traffic other than to come Stage Road to Stonewall to the light, I would not be supportive of that. And I'm going to work on my intention is to put it in the host agreement that's not going to happen. I don't want the trucks going up north on Stage to Stonewall back to the light. The neighborhood doesn't want it. Mr. Beasley told me he doesn't want it. So let's firm that up, let's put it in writing and be done with it. So that's the process about how I arrived at my decision.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hogan. Motion been duly made and seconded. We have a roll call vote. Mr. Abbott.
Aye.
Mr. Milton.
Aye.
I also vote aye. Mr. Hogan.
Aye.
Mr. Moody.
No.
Okay. 4-1 decision to move forward.